And you have no other general updates?
That's it.
Okay.
There were no new requests for information, just working with the two that we're going to talk about later.
All right. So at this point on the agenda, there's a request, perhaps economic development loan application portfolios could be considered. And I will entertain a motion to enter a closed session.
I so move.
Don't even want me to read it all. Okay. You've read it.
Second.
All right. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
I think we got a roll call.
Oh, yes, we do have to roll call. Excuse me. Thank you.
No, Lori at the city corrects me all the time.
Yes, that's fine. You want to call the roll call? So we have a vote to go into closed session?
Yeah. Katie Stanek,
Here, yes.
Rod Ofty,
Yes.
Lauren Gady,
Yes.
Gail Muller,
Yes.
John Pedretti,
Yes.
Katie Helseth,
Yes.
Tom Weston,
Yes.
Karen Dahl,
Yes.
and Kevin Larson is not here. You want Christina next?
We've done just one block down.
Christina and Amy have requests to stay. Would you like them to or not? That's up to the committee.
Doesn't matter to me.
Are you okay with that, Lauren?
You sure?
Yeah, well, I'm asking if that,
Yeah.
if there's any objection.
None.
Okay, all right. Shall we proceed into closed session?
Those of you who are online, except for Katie, I'm going to put you in the breakout room until closed session is completed.
Cassie stay or?
I don't think she needs to stay. No, it's, you know. No, I don't think you need to stay. We'll just, this is just loan, isn't it?
Just
loan.
two loans.
Yep. Yeah, you can go ahead and we'll call you when we're finished.
This is the first time we've done this, so
Yeah, if we don't do
Feedback
it
is-
right.
you tell me, if we don't get everything. I'm going to start with what I would presume to be the easy one first. And that is John Mitchell, owner of, and I'm going to rattle off three companies: Mitchell Real Estate LLC, LAX Fabricating Ltd, and Winishek Equipment LLC. Now they're actually running this through the Mitchell Real Estate arm, but because these are all either LLCs or S corps, they all run back
discussion? Otherwise, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? No? Motion carried. Okay, is there a motion now for the second application?
I move that we approve the Bad Axe Woodworking with consideration of the
Yes, complete valuation.
the valuation and well and the septic thing. That's good.
I would second. Okay. Any discussion about that? Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion to approve that to Bad Axe signify by saying aye. Opposed, no? Yes, Bill did second that. Okay, motion carried. All right. Now, we're on to Place Dynamics Economic Development Strategy Update. Welcome back.
Thank you. Can you share the screen with me for the presentation? I actually have an updated presentation. So
Okay. Did you email it?
it's too large to email, even as a PDF.
Take control of the screen.
Oh, do you want to share then is what you're saying?
Right.
Okay. You should be able to now.
Okay. I'm not exactly sure how to do that. Can you see the screen or?
Not right now.
Okay.
So somewhere on the top, there should be a share button.
It should be green.
Oh, yes. There we go.
Yep.
Clicks on it.
Oh, that's not it. Here we go. Okay. So there, are you seeing it?
Mhm. Yes, we are.
Oh, great. So we have been moving forward with a lot of the market research in different areas in the industry, the tourism, commercial, residential, childcare. And what I wanted to focus on, by the way, Andrew was joining us for a little bit. I don't think he's here anymore. He was en route to another presentation. So, but what I'd like to share today is the tourism, and we have done quite a bit of work in not only collecting the data, which we've done for most of the research, but actually starting to pull it together into a presentable format here. So just from the state's estimates, tourism is almost a $50 million contribution to the economy in the county here. So that's pretty significant, and supporting roughly 500 full-time equivalent jobs. Always want to state that the correct way. It's not necessarily 506 jobs, but number of hours within different occupational classes that sum up to those jobs. Despite the fact that the numbers seem pretty good, actually, of the adjacent counties, when you look at where Vernon County is, it's ranked 6th of the 7th of the 7 surrounding counties. And so you would expect, of course, that places like Wisconsin Dells, Devils Lake, La Crosse, they're getting a lot more tourism, as well as the ones on the interstate highways. But what we really do see here is a potential to bring people off of the highway or out of those areas. If they're already visiting Devils Lake, we should be able to lure them here as well. And I think one of the challenges that we've seen is something that was brought up in the last tourism study was there's a great opportunity here with the driftless region. And yet the driftless region, even just within Wisconsin, is largely not well promoted. It's been recognized for decades as a real opportunity, and yet nothing has ever really coalesced an effective regional tourism promotional effort. There is some work that's being done with Crawford County right now that I think is a step in the right direction, but certainly the desire would be to see that broadened to a bigger region. We did pull a lot of mobile device data, and using that we're able to track who is coming into an area, look at duration and timing and other aspects of it, take the geographies associated with that and start to look at who are these people demographically, what market segments, and so on, and get some ideas of what might be some strategies both for tourism development and tourism marketing. And I'm going to talk about well, the foot traffic data we also collected for the cities and villages, but that is more directed towards the commercial market. But we wanted to look at the major tourism draws, which are primarily the outdoor recreation sites. So we tried pulling data for Wildcat Mountain, for the Kickapoo Valley Reserve, for Jersey Valley, Tunnel Cliffs, City Hall, and the combination of Black Hawk Park, Battle Bluff, and Battle Prairie. We were able to get good data for 4 of those. That would be Black Hawk City, Wildcat, and the Kickapoo Valley Reserve. What we see there, looking over time, is not an entirely unexpected pattern here. So what you see is the overall number of visits per year and unique visitors. So, you know, that one person may make 2 or 3 visits, so that would be the unique visitors and total visits in the blue. And then we broke out the percentages of who is a tourist versus local. And a general industry standard is 50 miles. So somebody who's coming from beyond 50 miles would be considered a tourist. And when you look at Wildcat Mountain, Black Hawk Park, Kickapoo Valley Reserve, you're seeing those are 50% or more tourists who are coming to those parks. We also see that familiar pattern that 2020, the COVID year, everything else was closed and outdoor recreation saw a boom. And so you do see a big jump in visits. I'm not entirely sure what the reasoning was on the declining numbers with the KVR before that. But there too, some really good numbers, much bigger jump actually, and numbers that are approaching what you see at Wildcat Mountain. Then as people have returned to work, the participation has dropped off, but the numbers that we're seeing are still above where we were prior to the pandemic. So by and large, I think people use the opportunity to discover new places, and Vernon County was one of the places that was discovered. And I think that's something we need to be capitalizing on. When you start looking at that pattern by season, by month, we could go down to looking at things by day. But you see that similar kind of pattern with most of these places, that the number of visits is really pretty low in winter, and then through spring, especially into summer, early summer, you do see that increase, and then it tapers off into autumn. I'm actually a little bit surprised with the autumn numbers. I thought those would have been a bit higher. One of the things I did, I grabbed a couple of my dogs and I came out a couple Saturdays ago, and I Drove around to all the Amish places. One, to try and talk with the Amish and see if they had any interest in economic development. The other was just to there's a little bit of interest maybe if more visitors are coming, but by and large, no.
They've got it figured out.
Yeah, that's fair to know. we felt that was something we had a really hard time with last go around, and so it was worth coming out for the day and just talking. But the opportunity is there, I think. The KVR is the one that you do see more autumn, but that I believe is hunting related. That because it's open to hunting, I think you get the hunters who come out there in autumn. And overall, again, I did distinguish by color here. The blue is prior to COVID, the green is post COVID, and the brownish red is the COVID year, just to help understand the patterns that you might be seeing here. Then we're able to look at where the visitors are coming from. And when you map out, this is 2022, we use that as the last full year of data. So there is a pattern here. You do see people coming from well beyond the area, but there's not very many. The core market really is this area, maybe from Minneapolis, St. Paul, over to the Fox cities, down to Illinois, and even out to maybe as far as Des Moines or so.